Yo, what's up, guys? Will and I are going to be reacting to some viral fail cycling clips, starting with what looks to be like a Category 5 crit. We're hitting a corner here, and oh, I heard it.
Oh,
Soft landing onto grass.
that's a good grass landing right there.
The full front flip. Let's watch that one more time. I heard the pedal strike. That's what caused this, I think. And
Yep.
the preemptive. Oh, shit.
Just lost the rear end around there, and then guys behind, oh, gotta react.
All right, we're on to the next one here. And this looks familiar. Is this Tulsa?
This is Tulsa, man. This is one of your boys on Mike's bikes. It looks like a pretty fast race right now, but you can see there's a swarm coming up behind him, and he's going to run out of room real fast here. Whoa, that wheel
Oh
overlap.
my God. Okay, I remember this. Yeah, here's what happens. People come out to Tulsa. It's a big crit here in the United States, and they're like been preparing all year, and they take insane risks at this race, even in these lower categories. And yeah, this is Devin, I think. Team Mike's Bikes development race. You can see banged his head up, got his shoulder pretty good. I can't remember if it was the day before or the day after he came back out, had some redemption, and actually ended up getting, I think, second in the following day. Oh, God, I know this footage. Why are we watching this again, man?
Oh, you're going to see it. Oh, there, you lived it, man.
Who is that? Yeah, I remember this. This
Who
is
that
me,
guy?
guys.
I'm surprised you remember it. That was a hard hit.
Well, I don't remember all the details, but if we watch it again, this is the last lap, final corner. Man, I was so fit this year, too. It was looking really good. Look, only 167 beats per minute. And everyone just brake checked into the final corner, and I was not prepared for that. So I came sliding into the rear end of that rider in front of me. And I did not have such a graceful grass landing as we saw in the first clip. And I broke my collarbone and part of my pelvis and a vertebrae. Fully healed and better now. This was 2 years ago, but that was a brutal crash. You can see from this other camera, in fact, was sliding into the bike rider in front of me, and bam!
You had some great momentum to start your sprint, but not great momentum to finish that corner there.
Yeah, went down so hard. I mean, watch the collarbone. You ready? And
There
snap.
it is.
Ouch. Okay, on to the next one here. Oh, I see you've given yourself some crash footage here too. Is this Intelligentsia?
This was my first crash in like 2 years, man. That hurt.
On an uphill. Who crashes on an uphill, man?
I crashed on an uphill. I was going straight too.
Yeah, it was so slick. Did you just caught that paint, huh?
I was just on the paint. I wasn't even standing up and just lost both wheels. All of a sudden, I'm on the deck. And that one hurt for the rest of the week. I actually ended up finishing 13th in that race.
Lucky number 13. And you were race number 13.
I was race number 13. God, it hurt.
All right, next up.
To win cross road mountain bike.
Okay, so pros crash too, right? This is, I would argue, the best cyclist, the best road cyclist in the sport right now. This is Matthew Van Der Poel, and this is World Championships. He has a 30-second gap with 16 kilometers to go, and he stuffs it into this corner. So here's the thing, though. 16 kilometers to go, 30-second gap, chase group behind. You're like, okay, well, he's going to lose. He does it. He rips the BOA dials off of his shoe, and he's like, yeah, who needs those? I think there's something to be said. He got like an adrenaline boost because he extended his gap, ends up bringing it home for the W, and that was so sensational to watch. This was such a fun race. I guess the moral of the story is, like, just keep going, right, Will?
Stora opens up with 200 meters to go. He holds the right-hand side of the road. He's been waiting for a long time since his last professional victory.
Oh, God, he slid like 50 meters. Let's watch that again. Let's watch that again. All right.
All on his chest.
What's going on here? Yeah, let's slide into home base. Looks like a 2-up sprint from a breakaway. You have 2 non-sprinters in this group.
Both climbers.
Yeah. And they're in the drops, so kudos to being in the drops. That's the safer position to be in when you're sprinting. But, like, why be right? I get that they're completely spending all of their remaining energy, and they're seeing cross-eyed, right? The walls are closing in on them, but you don't need to be like bumping elbows with the guy when you have that wide of a road, right? It's not like a big field sprint, so I don't really understand why they're so close to each other, and that's the reason they crashed, is they ran into each other.
Hayder had to go the long way round.
And the elbows came out. Did you
into
see
him.
that?
Yeah.
What is that about?
Don't push your elbow out like that. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, the overhead tells a totally different story, doesn't it?
Perhaps a bit of a reaction to
I didn't notice that the first run. Oh, he was like getting ready for a bike throw, but the bike throw wasn't very good. Who ended up winning?
I think the guy in blue there, the FDJ rider, did. He actually ended up winning the entire stage race too. So,
Wow.
a little rough way to go, but
Bounced back.
they're not
Look
sprinters.
Look
He
at the
bounced
power
back.
slide.
Oh,
Ouch. Those are those crashes when you are aware when you're crashing. You're like, oh, I'm crashing,
Yeah.
and you like have time to think about it and process. Like, I'm still crashing. You know.
the worst.
Oof. Yeah.
It's Tim Wellens there.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my word.
Oh, and he didn't even crash.
Nope.
I remember this was from a couple years back, right? I remember
This was like a year or two ago. Man, that is a rough way to take down the peloton.
He's not the one down.
Hey, when you see a line that's too good to be true, it's because it's too good to be true. The road
you can
just
see-
ended for him.
Like, a bunch of other guys were doing that too. It's not uncommon in these Belgian races, but that particular crash is an uncommon crash. Hitting that grass like that,
And that's it.
he
Oh
saved
my
it. Like, he
word.
kept it up,
Oh
but
my
at the
word.
cost of
Of everybody else, including his
going into
teammates.
the field. Yeah. It's
But okay,
That's
there's no
okay.
excuses because look where he is right here. He has clear line of sight.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even from way back here, he's got 50, 100 meters even. He's got at least 10 seconds to make a decision, so it wasn't like suddenly the road was just disappearing. Like, he just made a very, very bad decision, a series of very bad decisions, which led to him crashing everybody else out, except himself. Wow, no justice there.
Himself. He
Yeah.
did end up getting disqualified, and I
really?
think reprimanded for it. Definitely paid
okay.
a fine. So the UCI came at him, but one of those things that shouldn't happen in the first place.
Is it because he was on the sidewalk, or is it because they're just like, don't be a bonehead? Or
I
both?
think it was because he was on the sidewalk.
Which technically you're not supposed to be on. right?
Technically, but it happens all the time in Europe.
Right.
It's just one of those cases where this is where he pays for it.
Uh-oh. I see paint. I see wet roads. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh, saved it. Oh. She crashed before even the corner. That just shows you
Before
how
the
slick
corner.
it is.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There are a lot of descending too. Not a lot of other crashes in that race. Just that one straightaway into a roundabout and lost.
Sometimes it's when you least expect it, right? Like, especially if it's first rain, the road can be like ice.
Yeah. When you start hitting the brakes, lose that front wheel.
It looks like he might have to ease up before Mathieu Van Der Poel can attack.
Oh, oh God.
Poor Degenkolb
Yeah.
in the front group of Paris-Roubaix.
And you know what? He was like in the twilight of his career too. Like, that would have been such an epic win. Let's watch that one more time. So this is Paris-Roubaix. Here's the thing with these cobbled roads, you guys. There are like two good lines, sometimes one good line. You're either right on the crown of the road, right here in the middle, or you're like in the gutter where Degenkolb is right now. And the rest of it is just almost unrideable. It's a cobbled street, but it's like a golf path, and the cobbles are like the size of boulders, right? Like, it's a completely different type of racing. So these are the only two areas you can ride, as you can see by these two lines of riders. So Degenkolb is like, I'm going to ride the gutter. And now these other riders are like, oh, that's a good line. And, well, if there's only room for one rider, but three riders want to be there, somebody loses. In this case, it was Degenkolb. And, oh, man, it's so sad to see because he was one of my favorite riders back in the day. I know he's still in the pro peloton. We're making it seem like he's retired. But he's just not, he's not the same rider, you know? Hey, that's Lamperti.
There he is. Dude's been winning World Tour races.
Isn't that crazy? Man, we're pulling for him. Fast rider attacking off the front.
And that's into a point sprint, and
Oh, we riding the lightning, baby. Right over the there's this bike. When you see a bike just hanging on the barrier like that with no cyclist in sight, bad sign. So what happened here? This is the Legion Crit Championship in Florida, right?
It was in St. Petersburg, Florida. Yep.
And this is your footage, Will. And
It is.
this guy just going for the points, like you said, and like classic, just coming in way too hot, clipped a pedal, and lost complete control of his bike. Do we know
Straight
what
over
ended
the
up
barrier.
happening with him? That was such a spectacular crash.
Yeah, he only had a few eye stitches, and that was pretty much it. Dude ran away from this one with no broken bones, which is amazing.
Eye stitches sound kind of gnarly, but it sounds like you were doing something cool, not racing your bike, like you were in a bar fight or something.
That's right.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this type of content, leave a comment down below. Vote with a thumbs up. We'll catch you in the next one.